Hey everyone, welcome to Win the Day, 5 minutes in the Bible with me, your coach, Pastor Nat. Our mission here at Back to the Bible is to move you closer to Jesus today than yesterday. And to help you do that, today we're going to talk about influence. Let me shock you for a moment. Reading a parenting book is useless. Attending a seminar or a sermon on parenting or family life, that's useless as well. Reading the Bible about parenting or family, yep, also useless. That is, unless you are willing to apply what you learn. Today, we are nearing the end of 2 months in the book of Ephesians. 2 months of listening to the Apostle Paul about the reality of our faith. And throughout this whole study, we've had a choice. Do we apply what we learn, or do we keep doing what we've always done? Today, Paul is going to challenge both children and parents to live with wisdom. And Paul tells us that with wisdom, we hold the key to influence. Well, what does that mean? Well, let's listen to Paul as he writes in Ephesians 6. Children, obey your parents, because you belong to the Lord. For this is the right thing to do. Honor your father and mother. This is the first commandment with a promise. If you honor your father and mother, things will go well with you, and you will have a long life on the earth. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger by the way you treat them. Rather, bring them up with the discipline and instruction that comes from the Lord. One of the reasons I love the Bible is it's timeless and applicable to all generations. Paul gives some, straightforward advice. Children, he says, obey your parents. Now, chances are you're not a young child living in your parents' house. So how does this apply to you? Well, first off, you can still obey your parents when you're around them. How can you honor them? Well, be a helper. Be a son or a daughter who brings life to their home. Speak the truth. Give love. Show grace and mercy. Offer forgiveness. Seek to build them up with bringing them the gospel. There are so many ways to obey and to honor whether you're 6 or 66. Paul says, fathers, don't provoke your children to anger. Instead, train them with discipline and instruction from God. If I were to put a Pastor Nat spin on this, I would say this. Dads and parents, seek understanding with your kids. That's it. Try to understand who they are. Try to understand what's going on in their minds and their lives before being a nag or overbearing. Let's face it, kids live in a messed up world with access to information and worldviews that are destructive and confusing. So I encourage you, take time each day to know your kids, your grandkids, and even your great-grandkids. If you're not a parent, guess what? You can apply this to anyone you know. Seek understanding instead of being a complainer or a criticizer. But then, if you are a parent, remember, once understanding is achieved, discipline or correct them. That means to shape them in the Word of God. You see, this is both done in what you say, but really, more importantly, it's in how you live. Children and people, they just want to see and know authenticity in your faith. I say if that's what they want, let's give it to them. So here is my challenge for you today. If you're a parent, take 10 minutes to talk with your kids, just to know them better. If you're not a parent, that's okay. Reach out to someone who is different than you. Ask them questions to know them better. But then show them. Teach them who God is in your life and in the Bible. When you do, your influence will increase and lives will be changed. Now go and win the day.